Welcome to This Explainer. Let's dive right in. Today, we're not just chatting about random social media posts or viral dances. We are unpacking a proven, step-by-step playbook derived directly from our sources to help you build a rock-solid outreach plan. We're going to construct a highly effective framework that fully embraces what we call the ICE ecosystem: influencers, curators, and endorsers. Let's get to it. Here's our roadmap for the day. We'll quickly look at the new marketing landscape, get a firm grip on that icy ecosystem, craft a killer campaign strategy, unlock 5 actionable hacks for your outreach, and finally, figure out how to actually measure your post-campaign impact. All right, part 1, the new marketing landscape and shifting to Gen Z channels. Look, to reach tech-savvy Gen Z consumers, traditional marketing is practically a fossil at this point. Platforms like YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram are the reality now. So let's talk about what this shift actually means for your game plan. The explosion of social media has obviously created these overnight viral sensations, giving massive megaphones to everyone from fitness models to digital artists. Advertising is way past just TV commercials and radio jingles, right? But here is a massive trap that brands fall into all the time: assuming everyone with an audience has actual influence. They really don't. Just because someone runs a mildly successful blog or has a highly photogenic dog on Instagram doesn't automatically make them a valuable asset for your brand. You need a proper framework to separate the casual scrollers from true needle-moving influence. Which brings us to section 2, understanding the ICE ecosystem. Let's break down the 3 major players in this space so we can start building out our core framework. So the I in ICE stands for influencer. These are the folks whose followers genuinely follow their lead. I mean, if they jump, their audience jumps. If they rave about a product, their audience literally opens their wallets. Now, here's a super fascinating insight from our sources. An influencer's pricing isn't just about follower count. It's determined by a combo of their overall reach and the transaction value of the product they're pushing. To put that into perspective, imagine a micro-influencer in a super tight niche, like marketing tech. If the software they're promoting involves a $100,000 B2B deal size, that niche micro-influencer's value to your brand could easily rival a mainstream beauty guru with millions of followers. It's all about how closely they map to those high-value purchasing decisions. Next up, the C stands for curator. In a digital world completely overflowing with noise, the curator's job is to cut through the clutter and put highly relevant, valuable information right in front of their followers. Think of them as the ultimate filter. Whether it's an individual publisher or a major media outlet, they help their audience make informed decisions, like figuring out how to use a super obscure culinary ingredient or making their indie photography pop. Curators might not have the screaming superfans of a traditional influencer, but they command immense, highly targeted trust. And finally, the E is for endorser. This could be a famous actor giving a glossy stamp of approval, or just a regular Joe writing a detailed TripAdvisor review about a hotel stay. Either way, an endorser provides massive credibility to your campaign. Honestly, every single customer testimonial you gather is a form of endorsement. When you seamlessly combine influencers, curators, and endorsers, boom, you've got the complete ICE ecosystem working for you. Moving into section 3, crafting your campaign strategy. This is all about building the foundation. Because before you even think about firing off emails to these creators, you absolutely must build a strong foundation with a crystal clear go-to-market plan. Let's look at how to strategize. First things first, you need to define clear campaign goals. Take a look at these 5 primary objectives and figure out which metrics will define your success. Without achievable goals, you're honestly just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. Are you trying to raise brand awareness, generate fresh leads, maybe build some relevant backlinks for your site, increase social engagement, or just straight up drive more sales? Nailing down these goals right out of the gate is absolutely crucial because it dictates exactly which metrics you need to track and ultimately which flavor of IC partner you need to hire to get the job done. And you've got to remember this golden rule: the message equals the messenger. Even if you completely nail your target audience's demographics, your campaign is going to flatline if your core message relies on confusing corporate jargon instead of authentic value. Your message is literally just as important as your goal. You have to stop and ask yourself, what is the absolute most vital thing everyone should know about your brand? Can you distill it into a single punchy sentence? Don't be overly salesy. You want to add genuine value to the receiver's life. When you hand over a campaign brief to an influencer, make it inspirational, not just a dry list of bullet points. Give them the freedom to align their content perfectly with your brand objectives using their own voice. All right, section 4, hacks for effective outreach. Consider this your execution playbook. Let's transition into the fun part and look at exactly how to put all this strategy into motion with some highly effective outreach techniques. Here is our complete 5-step playbook for successful influencer outreach. Identify, approach, plan, law and order, and measure. We're going from identifying the perfect fit to making proper contact, building a shared agenda, keeping things completely legal, and finally tracking those sweet results. Let's break these down. For those first 3 hacks, I cannot stress this enough. It is absolutely essential to cultivate a genuine relationship first, rather than just blindly pitching a content agenda. Step 1, identify. You need to find someone whose vibe naturally fits your brand and who is already talking about your space. Step 2, approach. This means reaching out carefully, lurk a bit, keep up with their posts, and really understand their unique tone and style before you ever send a pitch. That way, when you get to step 3, plan, you already know what's going to resonate with their audience. You should plan the content together so it brings immense value to your brand, the influencer, and their followers. If the benefit is totally one-sided, trust me, the campaign will completely fall short.
Now for hack number 4, law and order. You absolutely must utilize proper paid partnership tags to protect both your brand and the influencer from legal headaches. Seriously, this is non-negotiable. Platforms like Instagram have built-in options to state paid partnership, or you can just simply use a clear hashtag like #ad or #sponsored. The fundamental rule here is transparency. Never, ever mislead the audience. It's just not worth the risk.
And that brings us to section 5, measuring post-campaign impact, the final step. Let's look at what actually happens immediately after that highly anticipated post finally goes live on their feed. Done and dusted, right? Do you think you can just kick your feet up on the desk and let the social media algorithms do the heavy lifting? It's a wildly common misconception that once the content hits publish, the marketing team gets to clock out. Not really. The reality is you've got to actively track that ROI and engagement to figure out how to squeeze every drop of maximum value out of the partnership. You need to fiercely pursue the post, dive into the data you're receiving, start treating the brand assets you get from the IC community as complementary to your own in-house stuff. Promote them with the exact same passion. You can even extend the life of this content by using the refresh, reuse, and recycle methods, ensuring you are getting the absolute highest return on your investment over time. So as you gear up to launch your own campaigns, I want you to ask yourself this final question to test the true strength of your message and your new ICE partnerships. If an influencer jumped, would your audience jump with them? If you've used the right framework, if you've done the work to find authentic influencers, curators, and endorsers who perfectly match your brand's clear, jargon-free message, the answer will be a resounding yes. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer. I challenge you to take a hard look at your current outreach plan today and see exactly where you can unleash the power of the ICE framework.